2021 Lexus LC 500 Review. The LC 500 is a gorgeous car with a glorious V8 engine, a smooth ride, and a quiet, luxurious interior highlighted by advanced, even avant-garde design. It won't click with everyone, but it's tremendous fun to drive, especially on a straight open road. Its weight and handling hinder it from competing as a true sports car. But as a cushy grand touring, road trip style of car, the LC excels. The LC 500 doesn't offer the same performance as similarly priced sports cars. But if you think of it more like a grand touring car, a vehicle that balances power, comfort and luxury in equal proportion, its lofty price makes more sense. The burly roar of its V8 engine makes every drive a joy, especially as it climbs high in the reverend range before shifting. Acceleration, however, doesn't quite match the soundtrack. In Edmunds testing, the LC 500 needed 4.9 seconds to go 0 to 60 miles per hour, which is unremarkable for this class of car. A Porsche 911 Carrera S we tested, for example, ripped to 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds. The LC isn't particularly nimble on tight and twisting roads either. But it feels right at home on more gentle sweeping back roads. It's a car made for luxuriating on road trips. The LC 500 suspension excels at absorbing large bumps and smaller imperfections in the road, even with the big 21-inch wheels fitted on our test car. There's a good balance between sport and comfort, and the suspension insulates the cabin well enough from rough road surfaces without making the car feel disconnected from the pavement. Depending on the road surface, we noticed some tire noise and some wind noise at highway speeds. Otherwise, the LC's cabin is quiet and serene. The only kinks we found were our test car's optional sport seats. Well bolstered and wide, the seats are pleasantly supportive, but we found the seat back overly firm and lacking enough lumbar adjustment. Forward visibility is surprisingly good considering the LC 500's windswept profile. The hood's slope and the roundness of the grille, however, can make it hard to judge what's around the car's front end when parking. The rear roof pillars are bulky, typical for a low-slung coupe, but blind spot monitoring eliminates some of the guesswork from lane changes. Getting in and out is easier than you'd expect of a car sitting this low, and the driving position feels snug and commanding. And while there is a rear seat, it's comically small and best saved for stowing extra bags. The most frustrating aspect of the interior is the awkward touchpad infotainment interface, which can be distracting to use while driving. For a car so futuristic looking, it's unfortunate that it's saddled with Lexus dated technology inside. The navigation system is clunky and requires some effort simply to input a destination. Apple CarPlay and Amazon Alexa are standard. You'll want to use your phone, too, since the LC's voice controls require an involved voice training process before serving up consistent results. The Mark Levinson sound system, however, is outstanding. A full suite of driver aids is standard, including front and rear parking sensors, helpful given the long hood line that's hard to see over, and traffic adaptive cruise control. The adaptive cruise mostly works well but can occasionally be unpredictably overreactive. The LC 500 has little usable space given its size. There's a woeful lack of small item storage, not even a decent spot to store your phone for easy access. The 5.4 cubic foot trunk is larger than a Porsche 911's, but the competitive edge ends there. It's still quite small and shallow, with a high liftover height that makes loading anything more difficult. The back seat is actually the most useful storage space in the vehicle. The rear seats provide car seat anchor points for child seats, but access is difficult enough already. Fitting a car seat might be possible, but this Lexus is pretty much a two-person only car. The EPA estimate of 19 mpg in combined driving, 16 city, 25 highway, isn't out of line with figures from the LC 500's competitors. We managed 21 mpg on our standardized 115-mile evaluation route, so that estimate is achievable. That said, most drivers will likely gleefully convert a good percentage of their gas mileage directly into noise. Even at its lofty price, the LC 500 gives you a lot of car for the money. Leather, suede and metal-like plastic, abound, and overall quality and fit and finish are exceptional. It's disappointing that some of Lexus technology feels outdated, crude or frustrating. The car's astonishing weight is also odd. We'd expect more exotic, lightweight materials at this level. Despite its mass, we managed 21 mpg combined on our test loop, a better result than the EPA rating. The LC also offers a longer powertrain warranty than many rivals. And given the company's track record, you're unlikely to find a roaring V8 engine that will cost you less in the long run. The 2021 Lexus LC 500 is a sleek and stylish luxury coupe that serves as the flagship car for the Japanese luxury automaker. The LC 500, along with the LC 500h Hybrid, debuted in 2018 and quickly became one of our favorite coupes around. Although it's not as sharp to drive as a Porsche 911, the LC does strike a good balance between comfort and performance. It's an excellent grand tourer. For 2021, the LC 500 gets a few mechanical updates to the suspension and transmission that should improve performance yet maintain the car's overall comfort level. The LC also sheds some unsprung weight, which should further improve the car's performance. Lexus confirms that a new convertible variant is on the way sometime soon, though exact timing remains unclear.